Hey, hello everybody. This is Pops in the Jungle again. I wanted to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about these 34 trumped up charges, felony charges against Donald Trump. I've been hearing some chit chat from my friends on the left, and they keep bringing it up over and over. And, they seem to be a little bit ill informed. So I want to make sure that we gave them a few facts so they can really know what this case was all about. It's not about 34 felonies at all. It was about a woman running for office who ran on the premise that she was going to find dirt on Trump. What was it? I don't know, jaywalking, littering, flapping his arms in the air. Who knows what it was? She was going to find something. She came across this non-disclosure case between Trump and Stormy Daniels, and she ran with it. She ran really good with it. Was very successful at what she did. But a little bit about that. So back on October 27, 2016, there was a non-disclosure signed between Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump, in which Stormy Daniels received $130,000. The money was paid to her by Trump's attorney, Michael Cohen. So in the process of Trump paying his attorney back, there were, let me see if I can get this right. There were 11 invoices, 11 checks, and 12 ledgers, adding up to 34 different items. And they were written off as legal expenses. Okay, now I don't know. But to me, a non-disclosure, paying my lawyer back, whatever, I would have probably used the term legal expenses as well. But they turned these around to be fraudulent terms and counting each one of them as a separate felony, adding up to 34 felonies. Now, if you and I were to be brought up on charges like this, they would just drop the charges and there wouldn't be anything left to it, right? The FBI had all this information back at a time where the FBI and Trump weren't on the greatest of terms, but the FBI said there's nothing here. And I think the FBI has a little bit better legal minds than the city of New York has. So they ended up running these up. They found a very biased judge, a Trump-hating judge. They found a puppet jury. The judge himself would not allow certain evidence to be brought into the case that would have exonerated Trump because he didn't want the outcome to be that way. So these charges stuck. Okay, the people got shown what the judge wanted them to see to come up with a guilty verdict. Okay. Another thing that's kind of strange to me is that New York has a 5 years of 5-year statute of limitations. Okay, think about that. 5 years. This took place in 2016. Okay, he wasn't brought up to charges until 2023. Well, after the 5-year statute of limitations would have been up anyway. So I don't know how they did that. But anyway, once again, everything was trumped up. It has nothing to do with Trump again. As a matter of fact, if anything, they thought this was going to hurt Trump, but it actually helped bolster the people that were voting for him even stronger. And this really upset them. All they have is Trump's a racist, okay? Even though he helps people of all colors, right? Trump is a Nazi. Trump is a communist. Everything. They just name call. They do it so much, they hope that it's going to stick. And in many cases, it does. There's a lot of sheep out there that keep hearing Nazi, 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 and they think Trump's a Nazi. Racist, 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 and Trump's a racist. Okay? Because if you tell people things enough times, they're going to start to believe it. Why don't they ever say anything about how wonderful the Democratic Party has been for the American people? When's the last time you heard anything great in the last 5 years? That something good that the Democrats have done good for America. Wait, hold on. I'm listening. I'm still listening. Hello? Tap, tap, tap. Is this thing on? Because they can't. They cannot tell you anything that they have done to help the American people. On the other hand, I can go on for 45 minutes of all the great things that Trump has done over the past less than a year, from day one. Hasn't accomplished everything as fast as he was hoping to do, but at least he's attempting to do it. You got to realize, I used to be a Democrat, right? This is not the same party it used to be, people. If you look deep in your heart and you see how much hate it is, that's all they run on is hate, 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 hate. It's really sad. And if you really want to be part of it, then you're in my prayers. All the Democrats that are out there are in my prayers. I hope that they see the light and see the truth someday, maybe find Jesus or whatever. But anyway, so that's all I wanted to bring up today. It's kind of a sad story, but it's a good story too, because it made Trump stronger, towards the election, because most of us Americans saw through the whole farce that this was. And he won, and he wins, and he's still winning, and he wins and wins and wins and wins. And this really tears the Democrats apart. But anyway, you all have a wonderful evening, a blessed night. Pop's out. We'll talk to you guys later. Pop's in the jungle.
Welcome to Pops in the Jungle, yep, that's me. I'll walk you through a world of insanity. From the mountains to the deserts, from sea to sea. Pops in the Jungle is where you want to be.